Welcome to FDT TV, week 20. This is the podcast. We have myself, Phil, the resident Scouser from down south. And with me we have Ian.
Hello.
And the man in red who supports Arsenal, apparently. Oosh! Mr. Mike.
He does this week.
Oh, damn right.
Good. He's a happy man for once.
Don't be dissing me.
Yeah, why not? Last week was very pessimistic on most accounts.
Well,
Yeah,
so
this week,
two
we're
weeks
cheery.
ago, because I mucked up the sound by updating my computer last week.
And 3 weeks ago and 4 weeks ago, he's just been a pessimistic boy.
He can finish fifth and get in the Champions League now. It's only, 8 points off?
It's close.
Yeah.
Look at that smile.
There's time
It doesn't
yet.
matter because we're going to win the Europa League anyway.
But welcome. Right, viewers, we've got a few games to review today. And we had Arsenal take on Newcastle. We had Liverpool take on Norwich in top versus bottom. And because of the weather, West Ham, Man City got delayed. So we put in a guest game of Manchester United versus Chelsea.
Which is playing in 20 minutes.
Yeah.
So we've
hasn't
got to
even
hurry up
started.
to watch it.
Get the boring game out of the way first.
It was a boring game, Mike, yes. Or should we say it was a Storm Dennis game? Where any ball that you put in the air decided to go in different directions because of a storm. But it doesn't matter. The Mighty Reds went to Norwich. They are on the road. And I have to say, for a team at the bottom, Norwich do play well. They did give us a really good game. I think we had a good few chances throughout the game, and it just didn't work out for us as good as we wanted to. I think there were some good chances, like Keita had a wonderful chance, and Krul was just there with his face just to block the ball and stop it from going in the net. Should have been an easy 1-0 at that point. Firmino, outstanding game. What a quality player. I think Mo had a great game. I think everyone had a great game, to be fair. Even some of the Norwich players. The defence were pushing us all the way along, even if they were 6 deep at times. I know you get 4 or 5 at the back, but 6 is a park in the bus and then some.
Mourinho would have been proud of it.
I think he was. He might have been at the game watching or at home preparing. But I have to say, that man Mane, what a player. He's
Glad to have him back, aren't you?
Yeah, superb to come back. Come on and make an impact straight away. Literally, he come on, he started running them around and causing havoc and got a goal. The deciding goal in the game, which is awesome. I know it was a nice little takedown, turn around and a nice little shot to beat Krul at the near post, which I think was a bit harsh because Krul can be a good keeper, but to be beaten at your near post is a bit of a bad one to let in, I have to say.
And once again, VAR come to your rescue.
How did they come to our rescue?
Checking for an offside, I think it was.
Checking for a foul, actually. Because
Yes.
Mane was tussling with one of the defenders. There was nothing wrong with it. They both went up for the ball. Mane got the touch on the ball and controlled it and put it in the net. Life goes on. Norwich had chances though, didn't they? Norwich had a good few chances, but they just couldn't take them. I think Alisson, superb claw, the bear claw coming out and stopping one.
That was, I've got to say, one of the saves of the season for me. I thought that was a surefire goal, without a shadow of a doubt.
Even if it did go to goal, VAR would have counted it out because they were offside.
That's why I might be getting confused. But anyway.
And then the other one, like Pookie in that, he had a chance, but it literally just put it down his throat. It wasn't that impressive or that hard to save, really. As long as you've got two hands. Right?
Hashtag Pookie Party.
Yeah, hashtag Pookie Party. Boop, 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 boop. But no, the train goes on. 76 points.
What's the if you won every game of the
112.
season? 100. Do you reckon you'll get that? Well, no, because you've already drawn one.
2 games to worry about. 2 games to worry about.
We've already drawn one, so you can't do it.
Yeah, we can't. But if we win all our other games, we'll hit 112.
All right. How do you? Man City got a century, didn't they? The first team to do that.
Yeah.
Do you think you'll beat that? And if so, by how many points?
I think we'll beat it by potentially. I think we'll at least get 105.
105. Fair enough.
This season.
Decent tally.
Train keeps on rolling.
And do you still think you're going to go undefeated?
Yes. I think we know how to win games now. I think the team have got the belief and the patience, as they showed. The chances are always going to come, and the goal is going to come with those chances. The team's got the belief. Every player's working 100% every minute of the game to ensure that happens. And I think we've got some of the quality players to do it.
I would say I would not question for a minute the work ethic, but I think in recent weeks you've started to look a bit leggy as a team. I think
I've got to say for Liverpool, from what I've seen, I thought they were a shambles this weekend.
Yeah,
and that was just my opinion. I mean, I know we've just come back from the winter break and stuff, but I thought Norwich, considering the position they're in, they're fighting for their lives, and that may be something to do with it. But I thought you guys were crap at the weekend.
Got also taken the fact that it was ridiculously bad weather.
You can't blame the weather.
Every time you hit a ball and it comes back in your face.
If the match was on, it was fine. The weather wasn't that bad, because otherwise it would have been postponed. My question is though, do you think that some of the, not all of them, but some of the players would have taken that game for granted, seeing where you are in the table and where Norwich are in the table, thinking we'll walk this?
It's going to be an easy one.
Which is always, I think that's where teams come unhinged, isn't it? Against.
Yeah, I don't think Klopp has that mentality or allows that to happen. I think you might have one or two players who may well think that, but I don't think as a Klopp he would allow, or he has that ethic set up. He wants to set up thinking that actually no, this ain't an easy game. Every game is a battle, and you have to win your individual battles to win the team battle.
Fair enough.
And one other thing that the game confirmed to me is I think Mane's going to be on for Player of the Season. Would you agree or disagree?
Disagree.
Who would you go for?
I would go for Aubameyang. No, I don't know. To be honest, I think any of your front three would.
I think Van Dijk's going to take it again.
See, I was going to say him, but I didn't.
I would put Van Dijk first, Firmino second, then Mane.
Yeah.
Just Mane's been out injured a couple of times, hasn't he?
Once. But the impact that he's had, the goals he's scored, the actual goals he's scored as well have been insane.
We'll see.
That's why I put it to him. I know Van Dijk's just having another season where no one's actually getting past him.
Yeah, but
I am actually looking forward to us coming to. I think we're at Skankfield when we play you, aren't we? I am looking forward to that game. The reverse fixture. I think if things keep improving the way they have been, I think it's going to be a bloody good game.
Yeah, it's one of the ones that I've got to worry about with Man City as well, because Arsenal have been improving very well, and I think that's a good link to move on to this cheeriness that is Michael this week. He's come with a smile.
I have.
We hear about Arsenal, Newcastle. Is it at home?
It was indeed.
Was it 4, wasn't it?
It was 4-0. 4 bloody nil. I knew that we would get some goals in this game. I did think that we were going to concede, though, but we didn't. We kept a clean sheet, which I was really pleased with. For me, there were some interesting selections. And I was texting one of the boys at the start of this game saying, I think this is a very interesting selection from Arsenal's perspective. We had Ceballos and Ozil in the same team. Now, when Ceballos first come to us, I think a lot of people were assuming that he was going to be the link player to kind of replace Mesut Ozil. But I've got to say, the pair of them played absolutely outstanding yesterday.
Yep.
We had Nketiah up top, so he replaced Lacazette, on whose recent form has been a little bit poor. I think he's been instrumental in holding the ball up, but hasn't been taking his chances, which is why I think Nketiah has started. Just listening to the pre-match conference and the post-match conference from Mikel Arteta, he did say that the pair of them had been working their absolute socks off in training, and it does seem to be a very much a you train hard, you get rewarded kind of mentality going on, which is good. So it was a very, very slow start for the first 25 minutes for us. Good spill of pressure from Newcastle in the first half of the first half, if that makes sense. We did grow into the game. Mesut Ozil, I think, was absolutely instrumental throughout the game, but certainly in the first half, more so because he was the one that was kind of creating chances. As I said, Ceballos, those two were playing really well, linking up some good plays. Saka had a tough first half. And I think his inexperience makes him easy to get picked off. So there were times that he was trying to run down the left wing. And because he's a fairly young player, I think he's very kind of one-dimensional at the moment, and which makes him a little bit easier to get picked off. But I'll come back to that in a minute. Nketiah was pretty quiet in the first half as well. Had a couple of chances straight down the keeper's throat. Nothing really tested the goalkeeper, to be fair. The second half, we did start slowly for the first 5 minutes, trying to bed our way back into the game, and then we sucker punched them. Newcastle did play well in portions of the game. They did keep us out, but once we got the first goal, that was it. There wasn't really much turning back. So Pepe had kind of like a flick ball through onto Aubameyang's head. Oosh, in it goes. Saka, this is what I was just about to say, just following on from what I said earlier. He did actually get a bit of joy. Beautiful little nutmeg. Ball across the box. Pepe latched on. Bang, in it goes, 2-0. Ozil then stepped up with a goal. I think they said it was like 39 passes. Everyone within the Arsenal team was involved within that goal, and it's been the most amount of passes, which has led to a goal in the Premier League this year. So,
proper
go on the boys.
Goal,
yeah. It was an absolute stunner, mate. And then Lacazette come on with about 10 minutes to go. Had a couple of chances. Saka again down the left. Tried to cut the ball across for Lacazette. Lacazette was the ball was just a little bit, in front of him. And again, I was texting my mate and said, I really, really want Lacazette to score. And sure enough, Pepe again, ball across the box. Boosh, in it goes. And you could see the joy on his face when that ball hit the net. Players just running up to him, jumping on him. And it was a good feeling.
He was a happy man, wasn't
he? Yes. Yeah. So would
How
you
long has it been since he last scored?
10 games. or that was the 10th game, I believe. But yeah, just to see the joy on the players' faces, the joy on the manager's face, and I think for me, we did this when we played against West Ham. I was getting a little bit excited. Oh, here comes the new Arsenal, blah 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 blah. Again, I think we've definitely seen improvements over how we've been playing over the last couple of weeks.
Mm-hmm.
The midwinter break, I think has definitely done the team a world of good. I've seen pictures, videos of the boys training away, all look happy. It's just now time to get some consistent performances together and move up the table. But very, very happy with the result. Great to see the front four scoring. Pepe, again, I think we're starting to see potentially what he can bring to the party.
Change his tune,
yeah. Well, no. That's what I said. I don't want to get too ahead of myself because we did exactly. You start saying all this stuff, and last I was like, "Oh yeah, it's so exciting!" But I just need to see it on a more consistent basis. So I'm going to stay level-headed.
Yeah.
Be very happy with the 3 points. Happy with the team's performance, and onwards and upwards.
I think you're lucky.
Go on.
So I think they hit the post quite early on.
No, they hit the post in the second half.
There was a player who would have run riot amongst your team, who sat on the bench. His big brother played the whole game. But Super Matty Longstaff, my favourite Newcastle player, was nowhere to be seen. He didn't even get brought on. He's brilliant. Well, I think he would have made a difference.
I don't know, mate. I think that's some maximum. I think he's
but
he needs to be playing for a bigger club.
He's no Matty Longstaff, is he?
Oh no, I think he's better. I think he's going to be instrumental for Newcastle, but I think it won't be long before St Maximum goes on to another team.
He's one of those who has got class and can turn it on, but again has not been as consistent.
Yes,
a bit like Traore a few seasons ago. If he can flick that switch and make it consistent, then I think without a shadow of doubt he's going to be held in that sort of Man United, Chelsea, Man City, Barcelona, Madrid sort of talk, isn't he? Because he has got that class. Time will tell.
Yes. Very happy with that. The weekend.
Who was the best player you think for your team?
It's hard, man. Really hard. As I said, I thought
That's what you said on Sunday, isn't it?
I thought it was really. Hey.
Make it a.
Well, it's really hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. Come on, Arsenal. No, I thought Ozil was outstanding. Ceballos, that's the first time we've seen him really, apart from the FA Cup game, for a long while. I know he's been injured, but I thought he was brilliant. Saka, I thought was brilliant. Saka did actually get the man of the match for that game. But personally, I would have given it to either Ceballos or Ozil, me personally.
I would have just given it to Saka for that nutmeg. It was mental. 2 plays he took out the game with that.
Yep. See ya! That was a great little nutmeg. But even Pepe again as well. I thought he was brilliant as well. 2 assists and a goal. What's not to like?
Fantasy team people.
Yeah, but no one would have picked him because he's been useless recently.
The trouble is he'd be transferred into loads of people's, wouldn't he now?
Yeah.
And they'd be dog again.
I am interested to see if he sticks with the same team against Everton this weekend, how that team will fare, because we don't like Everton.
They're your bogey team, aren't they?
Nor do I. Funny enough.
For obvious reasons. But they always seem to be, especially at Goodison Park. Luckily, this one's at home. But Everton, whenever they seem to play us, they are a bit of a bogey team for us.
Be a good test for you, wouldn't it?
The concerning thing is they're second in the form table after Liverpool since Ancelotti's taken over.
And that's what I mean. So the new it's hardly a new manager bounce now, is it? Considering that Arteta and Ancelotti come in relatively the same time.
The same week, isn't it?
Yeah,
first games in the same week.
And you've got Richarlison who's scoring, Calvert-Lewin who's scoring. You got a tough team to come up. They can defend well. They're organised.
I wouldn't be surprised if we see possible changes to the back four. I know Mustafi's he's had an improved season under Arteta. David Luiz, I think, has been a bit more, but he's still potentially liable for a mistake. So do we go for Mustafi and Socrates if he's fit, or one of the new boys?
I read a story that
Free Blomos.
Oh, no, it wasn't that one. Not this week, anyway. I read a story that allegedly Arsenal are going to cut their losses and sell Kieran Tierney.
Already?
Yep.
Wow, that'd be a shock.
Don't know if it's true, but what they've said essentially is because he's been so injury prone and he's not been able to gain any sort of fitness, that they're just going to go. They're going to just sell him on because they think they can recoup what they paid for him. But I don't think he's going to be able to sustain.
Yeah, who would have
the
him?
League schedule. Who would have him after league?
Yeah. Really, if he's that injured, I think probably a bottom team would take a gamble on him. But would you pay that much?
Yeah, well, we paid 25, 25
I think it
for him.
was.
But in terms of defenders, he's a class defender. He's still young. I mean, this is his first injury-stricken season, isn't it?
Got to be patient, don't you?
To be fair, I think if that is true, I would be a little bit disgusted. I know it's not ideal that we paid all that money for him, but we paid that money for him coming in injured, and then he's had I think it was a groin injury recently, but he's not that far off from what I gather from first team trainer. I would be very surprised actually if that does happen.
But it's just an interesting story I read.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's not a source that I'd heard of before, so I don't know.
Anything to do with the fact you haven't actually paid for him and you actually have to pay instalments, and then you can just basically get rid of that debt?
No, because we'd still have to pay the whole amount off.
Yeah, but if you get 25 mil from him, you pay it all off.
I would be very surprised, considering we had the likes of Diaby on the books for God knows how long, and also Wilshere, another example. I would be very surprised.
But if you do cut your losses and go, right, we're going to try and get someone else in, would that not be showing a change in culture as to we don't want injured players on the books? We want players who can be available for selection week in, week out.
It is a good point. I think we are. So we've got Kolasinac and Saka. Saka's doing really well at the moment. Kolasinac, I think, is kind of like a hybrid between. In fact, no, I think all three of them are pretty similar sort of players. I know Saka's playing out of position at the moment, but I think he's excelling more than people expected in that position because he's got the pace, he's got the skill, so he can get up and down. I don't know. You're making me think now, Ian.
Well,
I don't like that.
What the podcast is about, is it not? Thinking about football.
I don't like that.
Oh,
I think, as I said, I would be very surprised, and I think it would be a bit cruel if that is the attitude that we are going to take, considering we haven't really given him a chance. And I think him and Bellerin would be my first choice if they were both fit.
Yeah.
Just from the glimpses I've seen of him.
Well, you still got 3 months of the season left.
Yeah.
Still got time to come in, make an impact, and fight for that place.
Yeah.
But if Saka's hitting form and he's playing well, do you drop him?
How old is Saka?
19.
18. Yes. The thing is, do you want him playing every game at such a young age?
Of course you do.
That you burn him out.
No. If Trent Alexander-Arnold, would you drop him?
No, but he's not 18 or 19.
How old is he?
He's 21 now.
Okay, and how long has he been in the Liverpool team for? 3 seasons?
Yeah, since he was 18. But
well then.
He broke in when he was 18, but he didn't play every game
He played
until
a hell of a lot of them,
about a year or so.
Well, Saka's not played every game.
Exactly.
So your point is null and void. Next.
Don't let him play every game.
Next.
Next.
Okay.
Right, so big story of the week: Man City.
Just quickly,
2 years ban.
Since 2016, Trent Alexander-Arnold has made 81 starts for Liverpool.
Yeah, it's incredible, isn't it?
A lot of games, especially for a young player.
And how many assists has he got in that time?
I don't know. He's got 4 goals.
It's ridiculous the amount of assists he's got. He's got more assists than I think he's approaching Ashley Cole's.
Ashley Cole's is banging in goals in League A, mate. He don't care.
Not Ashley Cole.
Ashley Young.
Ashley Cole. Yeah, he's approaching Ashley Cole's assists.
I was talking about Ashley Young.
I was talking about Ashley Cole, who had so many assists in the Premier League, and Trent is almost got to his number, and he's only been doing it for 3 years.
Yeah, there's a lot of games for a youngster, though, isn't it?
Yeah, might get burnt out.
Time will tell.
Time will tell.
Go on, you were saying about Man City.
The Man City, big news of the week hit, was it Friday?
Yep.
Early doors that they've been given a 2-year Champions League ban for failing or going against the fair play regulations and rules.
Financial fair play regulations.
Financial fair play.
I think.
With a £30 million fine slapped on as well. And there's potential further sanctions is the word I'm looking for. Thank you, Ian. Further sanctions from the Premier League itself, who haven't finished their investigation either.
I don't think the Premier League will do anything. The UEFA, since their fans first booed the Champions League thing and turned around in a song, they've been gunning for them for something.
Yeah.
I just feel like this is with a Frenchman's told us you've done this, so therefore we're going to ban you. But I think they'll appeal it and win.
Do you think so?
I don't think they will.
I don't think you can. They've just been hiding a lot. They've been. I know it's money. What you might call sort of a dodgy accounting or accounting with flair. They're bending the rules a little bit, but what they've been doing is, you say, is legal, but it's kind of hiding money.
The trouble is the bloke who owns the group who owns Manchester City are some of the richest people in the world, and you're limiting them for money, so they will do everything they can. They were going to throw money at it to make sure that if they don't get back in, they will win a lawsuit for loss of profits and get paid by UEFA. So at which point they'll drop it. I think if they do manage to uphold it, I think that a lot of other teams will go, and then they'll boycott it, like the likes of Real Madrid's and the Barcelonas, who are funded by central governments.
Yeah. PSG.
Who
also
and they will create this Super League of the Champions League winners league thing, that they were going on about. So I think they're playing a very dangerous game.
But is it trying to control costs still and actually make it more fair, if you say, rather than having these massive financial powerhouses who are going to rule the roost forever?
Well,
see, this is something. Sorry, go on.
When PSG, you would say, is a financial powerhouse, spending ridiculous amounts of money. How many Champions Leagues have they won in the last 10 years?
Don't think they've won anything, have they?
No. Same with Man City. How many did they won?
Yeah.
So what's it matter?
None.
If they were winning every year and they were going, oh, you're hiding funds and you're doing this and it's all corrupt, fair enough. I think it's one of those. I think it's a bit like FIFA. They like lining their own pockets, and they're seeing that there's money going in to football that they're not getting a cut of. Which is why would you come up with £30 million fine? You're breaching financial rules. Give us 30 million quid. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, you don't need to fine them, because then what's the point of it?
Just say you're not. We won't accept you into our competition. That would be worth more than 30 million quid, but you want something in your own pocket. That's my opinion on it, anyway.
Well, they were talking about it on TalkSport as I was on my way to the gym earlier, and basically saying, or one of the arguments was, is that you have these rich owners from Man City, but have not only put money into football, but they put money into the the area as well. And
the infrastructure of the club, haven't they?
Yeah, and I think this is one of the ways that they were getting some of the money from it. That one of their companies is sponsoring their training ground or something along those lines. And it did make me think actually that if you do have profitable owners, or you have owners that are willing to put money into clubs, and the club's in no danger of going out or going under anytime soon, what difference does it make how much money is put into the club? As long as they're not spending beyond their means and all that sort of stuff.
Providing it's all... Can I say that? Providing it's all done above board with consents from the right people.
That was very well done, Ian. I'm so proud of you.
Well, I don't want to. I don't want to implicate myself in things that I'm involved in. But providing that they're done by the right people, right time frames, right permissions, and it's benefiting, then yes.
Yeah. You don't want a club or an owner who's so what wealthy, but then says, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. The club then spends the money, and then the owner goes, actually, I'm not. And then the club's screwed. Yep, and that's happened so many times, and it will continue to happen. The thing I think they should do, though, is bring in a wage cap. Yeah. So then, or you could do something similar to what NFL have got, and they've got a wage cap. You can only spend a certain amount on each part of your team. So your defence can be X amount, your attack can be X amount of money. But then how do you take, say, Saka, for example, who's a midfielder and a defender and could play an attack? Where do you put him? Yeah, you have to put him somewhere. I think, say, bring in a wage cap.
What would you limit it to, though?
I don't know, 120 grand a week per player. So you're still decent money. There's still not there are some players who are going to fall foul of that already. But would that not encourage bringing players through the youth? Because actually you're going to agree a contract at 16 until 22. Because we want you for that long, and then we'll extend it. So you're going to have more players on maybe, 10 grand a week that are coming through, want to play, and then say, okay, I want a wage rise, but I'll quite happily go to 50 grand a week, rather than I want £300,000 a week, which is why they then move away. Mm. The other thing with that, though, is surely they would just find a different way to get the money. So, like they do in other places, is the fact that even if you've got to lower the wage, they'll add clauses onto transfers to say, actually, I want a £20 million signing on bonus, £40 million signing on bonus. They'll end up still getting that top wage for the top players, but they'll just find a different way to extract the money. Yeah, but if you want to do that, that's fine, because that's down to the clubs to pay then, isn't it? That's like when you join a job, where you get what you... This is what, like when people go, oh, well, you get paid more than me to do the same job. Well, what did you negotiate? What did you ask for? Because I asked for £2 grand more than you. You didn't, so I got it. Not going to give it to you if you don't ask. Change the problem into, rather than the wages costing more, the transfers cost will just rise even further, and therefore you end up still in the same situation. Yes, but at that point they should bring in a cap for agent fees, and also it shouldn't be paid by clubs. It should be paid by players. So I want
the agent's fees. The
agent's fees should be paid by players. It shouldn't be paid by clubs.
Agreed.
Because the club are not employing them. The player is. So, all right, I'll say I want 20 million quid. Okay, the player's not going to pay you that. So your agents are going to get fairer, because they're going to want more players to move, and maybe not for as much money, because then the add-ons can be more. I don't know. I don't know all the answers. I just feel like a wage cap would make it fairer.
I do tend to agree with you, but unfortunately, as we all know in this day and age, money talks and bullshit walks.
Oh, of course it does. Of course it does.
Which is very unfortunate. But exactly. I don't think with the infrastructure that you've got currently based not only in Europe but everywhere, there is no way I think that a wage cap would ever come into football.
It would need a blanket thing from FIFA for every league, rather than individual.
You need you need a different set of limits per league. So, like, if you're in the top tier of the country, you have one. If you're second tier, you have another. Third tier, fourth tier, fifth tier, sixth tier, just to cover it off.
I think the
You're a tier.
Cheers, my dear.
Well, shall we get back to Man City because we've got a little bit sidetracked?
Yeah. Do you think Pep will go?
No, he said he won't. He's never left a contract early, has he? He's always seen them out.
Give it a year or so.
3 years.
3 years.
Okay.
Wow.
I think I might be wrong. It might be 2.
So if they do get kicked out for 2 years of Champions League, is he not going to be wanting to go to Italy or someone else who's actually playing in Europe to try and?
No, because I think he'll then go on and go, well, we don't have to worry about those games, and then just dominate domestically for the next 2 years and win 3 trophies a year. If you think about it, you take away how many games you play if you get to the final or if you win the Champions League.
You'll play 3 in the group stage.
6 in the group stage.
Is it 6? Oh yeah, 2
home
twice
away,
each, isn't it?
Yeah.
Home and away, it's 6. Then you've got to play home and away once. The last 16.
That's 8.
And then there's another 3 stages of 2 of another. Yeah, so there's 3 stages of 2 games and then 1 final.
So 13 games. So think about it in the sense of Liverpool have been in all competitions. Take away 13 games from the amount they've played. How much fresher are your players going to be?
Yeah.
How much more dominant can they be week in, week out because they've not got to play 13 extra games that are all very competitive.
Exactly. And when you don't have to play a midweek game, you've got a week to rest.
Yep.
That's what I'm hoping for next year.
What, week to rest?
Yep.
Was that just you?
No,
you emotionally.
Me personally. I'm not talking about football. I'm talking about me.
The trouble is, like, they've been banned from it, so that doesn't count for the current season, which they're still in.
Yep.
I think they're going to go on a romp for the rest of the season because of it. So I think we're going to end up getting tonked, but also they're going to put everything in this year because I know that they might even write off the league because if they get been banned, it don't matter where they finish, does it?
Yep.
Well, try and win the Champions League.
Win the Champions League because your current winners, which you're going to have to mention every time the game's on, are not in a competition because you've banned them. Who wins there? I think Manchester City does.
Imagine that if they did win it and they weren't allowed to compete next year.
But that would be the thing. It would be the biggest story. It wouldn't be about the Champions League, would it? It would be all about Man City.
Man City, yeah.
And they'd go, "Thank you very much. We've got," and then they would probably take out a court order to say, "You can't mention us in your coverage because we're not in it."
Yeah.
So image rights, you're not allowed to. We don't want to be associated.
Imagine that.
And then what do you do? Just have a year where some people go, "We can't mention that year of the Champions League because we get sued."
Yeah. And then are they allowed to go on to the Club World Cup for next year if they do it?
It's a different competition, isn't it? It's run by FIFA.
Or but the
Super Cup.
Super Cup.
No, they wouldn't be.
No, because it's a UEFA competition. But again, we haven't got a Super Cup this year. Why is that? Oh, we can't mention it. Can you imagine?
The club that shall not be named.
Yeah, it'd be like bloody Harry Potter, wouldn't it?
They'll automatically forfeit.
The Voldemort of football.
I'm not looking forward to being the first team since he's been announced to play on though.
It's either going to go one of 2 ways, isn't it?
They'll all
As you said, they're going to write off the league this year. And to be honest, I think every team has written off the league this year as well. There's nothing. Even if Liverpool lose every game, I still think they're going to end up winning it.
We only need 5 more.
5 more points or 5 more.
5 more wins.
Yeah, exactly. But I think, as you said, they're gonna fuck the league off and just go hammer and tongs. So it wouldn't surprise me if this week when West Ham end up doing a number on them.
Oh no, I've put it the other way around.
Haven't they got to play Champions League this week?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh no, they can't. No, they must not have a game.
I think. I think they're playing next week.
Yeah.
Because it's Europa League on the Wednesday.
Thursday.
Whenever we're playing, there's some sort of league on at the same time.
Champions League is definitely this week.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, we're playing tomorrow.
This week and next week.
Who's tomorrow? Champions League. Borussia Dortmund, PSG, Atletico versus Liverpool. Tomorrow's 2 games. Tomorrow. Then Wednesday, there's Atalanta versus Valencia and Tottenham versus Leipzig. So there seems to be at least a break for when like Barcelona, Real Madrid, Bayern,
that'll be next
PSG
week.
all play next week as well, Man City. So it seems a bit spread out.
I'm gutted as well because I wanted to get tickets for the Olympiacos game, but they've all sold out now. And we got Olympiacos home and away over the next couple of weeks.
Well,
yeah, got Europa League on Thursday.
Yep.
So you're playing?
Yeah.
Away.
In more important news, it's nothing to do with football. Well, it is. Because footballers always have extravagant haircuts, don't they?
Yeah.
And I'd like to say that out of the 3 of us, I've probably got the most extravagant haircut at the moment.
You've got the more hair for it.
It's going.
You're going?
It's going.
What, you going? You doing an impression?
It's going. I'm going to get the Paul Pogba.
Oh.
Go for the Mike Hawes, mate.
What? Just shine.
Chicks will love it.
No, it's going. I mean, the beard's been trimmed by about half at the minute, and then now the hair's gonna get gone just for the fact of getting back into my other beloved sport.
Knitting.
Competitive knitting. It gets in the way. It just gets frazzled. And...
You keep getting your beard caught up. It's like, ooh. No, it's cool, man. It's good to hear you back into it as well.
Yeah.
For everyone that doesn't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, for those who
don't know, I'm back at jiu-jitsu.
Concussion injury, that was terrible to have. So
and
I'm glad you could get it back.
It's also I've had some horrible weeks eating since we finished our challenge. 2 weeks. I've only put on 200 grams.
What?
And that's because I've been back doing that.
That and you've been doing your Jamie Oliver cooking shows.
Well, no, we only done 2 of them. Right,
I did see that, and that did kind of take me for 6. I was like, what? Ian's doing
10-minute meals, man. 10 minutes.
10-minute meals?
Wholesome meals in 10 minutes. All homemade food.
Need to check out Ian's solo channel, mate.
There will be another one coming out this week. Possibly.
I look forward to watching it.
I was going to say what's happening, but I'll just tune into your channel,
just tune in. It's burrito / enchilada hybrid.
Oh, should we put a link in?
Both of which I absolutely love.
We can put a link in if you like. But they're in, Mike, 10 minutes from preparation to being in your mouth.
Oh, I'm going to have to try this.
So it's well worth doing. Maybe we should get an FDT TV one. An FDT TV one. Also, we've got something else coming up.
Yes.
Which is more important.
What's that?
Well, that's a lie. We've got 2 things coming up. We've got a little road trip coming up Sunday.
Yeah, buddy.
Which we have. I'll put on the screen now. We're at Goodison Tours, which is important thing number 1. But I would say
Phil's going to see the club that he admires and aspires to be a part of.
I would say though, even more importantly than that, following that we have a trophy.
We do.
Which currently is only featured in like right there in the middle of the screen, right there.
And on Dan's mantelpiece.
Yeah, but it won't be for long.
Oh
no, I'm winning this one.
We're taking it.
Do you know, I had the idea the other day.
Even if it's a case of injuring these players and taking red cards just to beat him.
Ian, I had a thought the other week, and I got to run it past you both. Shall we have a vote of what actual FIFA we should do, rather than play
FIFA
19 or 20, but we actually pick one from the past sort of 10 years or so?
No, because Dan hasn't played 20.
So it doesn't matter about what he's played.
Yeah, it does. Because we can't beat him on any of the others. That's why he's got a trophy 3 years in a row.
Do you know that I saw this the other day? Do you know how depressing this is? Do you remember the last time we did it?
In 2018.
Yes, September 2018.
Yeah.
What
It was the last time we did a FIFA Day Trophy.
Yeah.
is that? Because you're so busy, Mike, living so far away?
But
No, that's everyone's been busy.
I'm pretty sure
that's
that
true.
Dan doesn't watch this podcast.
No.
Yeah, then.
So in that case, what we can do is we can agree that if whoever's ahead, when at the points that all we can play out, we throw games. Match fixing the FIFA Day Trophy just to get it off him. If it comes down to it, I'm prepared to throw games.
I think I would as well. I would love
Yes.
to see it back in its rightful place.
What do you mean on my mantelpiece?
Just one of our mantelpieces. I need to update this trophy.
Can you raise your hand if you've ever taken home the FIFA Day Trophy? You've never taken it home.
I bought it, therefore I've taken it
Well,
home.
right.
Yeah.
It was in your house for 12 hours until I walked off to the hospital with it.
Yeah. What trophy do you have there?
In fairness, that's probably the better trophy. At
Is
least
that the
you
one that-
tried.
At least you tried.
Maybe-
So Mike came last time round.
I did.
At least you can improve.
You can't,
Exactly.
You can't do any
The
worse.
only way is up.
You could be most improved and come second.
I only got that because your cousin didn't get it. He was an honorary
Didn't you
member.
leave before the end, Phil?
Yeah, because he was ill. I still had enough points to win.
No,
No, you
you
didn't.
didn't. You was
Or not to
miles
come
off.
last.
Yeah.
So
you're-
I think you beat Mike by like 2 points.
Yeah, that's what matters.
But random
What else?
teams this time. We will get some video of it.
Yeah,
It will happen.
we've got lots of cameras.
I'm very much looking forward to this. It's going to be a momentous occasion.
When is it?
Um,
7th March.
Something
Yes,
like that.
and
What's the
there
few
is
football
there
games?
is going to be some beer there. It's
Oh,
not
it
going
will
to be
get messy. It will get messy.
Should we?
I don't think Phil will get messy.
Why not?
Because you
Oh,
always don't
okay.
drink.
Yeah, you never do.
Says who?
Says everyone that was there.
Well, we shall see.
There's no marathons this year, so
Yeah, I'm not running a marathon.
Yeah, so no excuses.
And it's close to a celebrationary day, so.
it is.
Is it?
Oh, here's the thing for you chaps. At 3 o'clock on that day, Southend are playing Bristol Ravens at home.
Nah. That was about 35 quid last time.
Yeah, did you not hear what we're doing on that day?
Yeah, I know. But is it worth having a break for football?
No, because we'll be in middle of a mid afternoon nap from our massive breakfast that we're going to eat. A few beers that we're going to have at lunchtime, and then cracking on with the sesh.
Yeah. Usually it finishes about, I think previously when we've actually finished it, it's been like 7 in the morning.
That was what, yeah, the
'Cause
last couple.
We looked up and went,
It's
"Ooh,
time to go to bed.
the sun's up.
Sunlight out.
Maybe we should have a sleep."
Who sleeps?
So, yeah.
But yes, I'm very much looking forward to that. I'm very, very, very much looking forward to this weekend.
Yep.
I think it's going to be a cracking day out.
Road trip.
I'm going to have all my batteries charged. I'm going to get so much footage, so many pictures of Phil wearing an Everton shirt.
I'm not actually wearing it this weekend, by the way, because that's not the challenge.
Yes, it is.
It's the next podcast.
No.
It's
No,
the next
no.
podcast, but also
Yes.
we're going to film it
No.
up there. So we film it early.
Ah, shout. Shout.
How can you record it when the games haven't happened?
We
Because
can
it's a
record the
podcast. We're talking about football. It's not just our games. We are sports inclusive, Phil.
That's fine. It only gets put on once.
No, twice.
Why twice?
Got to have a photo
Yes.
in it.
It's,
Yeah,
it's
you-
called, how about sticking to the rules and what you
We
set
are.
out?
We
Well,
are.
And you keep
You-
changing.
the-
Keep
The
changing.
rules
Keep
are that
changing.
you had to have a picture outside the ground with the shirt on.
Yes.
So that's twice then. Because if you've got to wear it on the next podcast, whenever that may be, that's twice.
If you want to wear a Liverpool shirt underneath it, there is nothing wrong with that.
Hello, I've got plans for that.
But it has to be on view.
The Everton shirt, or the shirt had to be on for a picture outside the stadium.
That's fine.
So, on that very sour note, I think we will see you next week for a podcast where Phil will be wearing blue
and red.
You're not going to half and half it, are you?
Well, we'll see. I have a surprise.
You got to give it away afterwards.
Yeah, got to think of a good way of giving it away. Do we do a social media poll?
Maybe.
Do we do it on video?
Mate, I'll have the shirt off you. I don't bother me.
Mate, look, I dress on you. You were about 2 foot tall.
Yeah, but about 40 foot wide.
The man who's made as wide as he is tall, Michael Hawes.
That was you.
Yeah. Well,
anyway.
Hey ho.
Thank you for watching, everyone.
Yeah.
Been a pleasure.
Check out our other videos, which you've got the predictions for the next week's matches coming up.
Yeah. All with sound this week, so they can actually be uploaded.
And also,
a big game coming up.
Twitter, candles above.
Yeah.
Don't forget, it's Liverpool West Ham coming up.
Fridge freezer for sale. Fair chance on it. And at the At Least You Try trophy. So we've been. Thank you very much. It's been a motion. Yeah, guys.